Should be able to see it now.
I do. That's perfect. I see it. All right. So this is your setup, and you're using the market maker template. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So what specifically on the charts? Let's start there. Well, first of all, let's list off what you are good at. So tell
Okay.
me what you feel like you're proficient in.
I really can't tell you anything, Earl. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Well, no.
I I really don't feel I'm proficient in anything with it yet.
Okay. All right. So let's just start back with the basics then.
Okay.
Um, when it comes to the market maker method, how much it sounds like a redundant question, just reword it, but I have to ask it.
No, man, do what you gotta do, bro.
With the market maker method strategy, how much of that do you understand? What components of it do you or do you not understand?
Okay. So I'm understanding the consolidation in the move. Um, I've understand the low and the high of the day, the average daily range. The shark fin out the water, the EMAs crossing, the trap days. Some of the days are, well, not so much, well, they're trap days, but if you see a good setup, you can take it. Um, I'm not too good with the safety trade. That was kind of the signature trade that I wanted to kind of master.
Hmm.
I've been trying to focus on that safety trade, and I haven't been able to identify that. I do know that it can, if we're talking about the weekly cycle, I know it can happen between Tuesday and Thursday. The reversal Tuesday and Thursday, but the safety trade, I believe, I'm still not familiar with it. So I hopefully through that quick, synopsis, I've given you a kind of an idea of what knowledge base I got related to that market
Yes,
maker.
you did. You did a very good job in that. Last question I'm going to ask, and then I will jump in, is your trading personality. What do you consider yourself? Where are you? Where do you consider yourself now? And do you feel like it is the personality that you would like to stick with? What I mean by that do you consider yourself a scalper? Do you consider yourself an intraday trader? Do you consider yourself a swing trader?
I would say maybe an intraday trader.
Okay, so you like just trading. You like getting into the market each and every day.
I would prefer to get in each and every day.
Okay. Well, when I say each and every day
It's open.
does not always present an ideal setup, but I do
That's
get
right.
you
Yeah, like
good.
to be honest with you, man, Sunday through Thursday, I work 8:30 p.m. to 7 a.m. So
Right.
normally I set, I'm trying to open it up usually about 12:30, 1 o'clock, if I can, and I try to look from there. That's usually my go time that I've tried to develop as a, consistency of trying to address the charts. I am at work. So it's sometimes, some days I can't do it, but for the most part I can because I work overnight. So that's why I was thinking this might be really good for me if I could get it.
Well, if I may, I mean, I'm certainly, it's not my job to try to assign a trading personality, but
Yes.
let me tell you exactly, I'm going to give you my experience.
Okay.
Of course, at the time when I was hard into the education, I worked two jobs.
I read your story, girl. That's why I'm coming to you, dude. Like I've been, look, I ain't gonna, look, I've been stalking you a little bit, Earl. I ain't even gonna lie. When I got it, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but when I got into the Facebook group with Pip Society, I liked your approach and how you came at things. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I started kind of following you, and I love the story, man. You fired two bosses, and now, I don't know if that's what I want, but it's
Right. Understood.
inspiring.
Right.
It
Well,
inspiring.
yeah, my why and your why is going to be two different whys, and I
That's
totally
right.
get that, and that's why I say I'm not. It's not my job as a mentor to assigned you anything. It is my job to help you uncover and discover certain aspects of not only the charts, but eventually of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to get too philosophical and all metaphysical and all that stuff because that's not what you invested in. But what I'm getting to is that sometimes you have to trade according to your current lifestyle until you get to the lifestyle that you're seeking.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
with you being a swing shifter, you probably should be a swing trader.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's just my suggestion.
I
Now
got you.
I'm gonna talk to you in terms of intraday today, but certainly it might be something that you want to consider. Now I'm not sure if you truly understand the personality, so I'm just gonna really quickly, um, in just a couple of sentences, the difference between the two. Now, of course,
Okay.
we just declared what an intraday trader is. An intraday trader is someone who is, according to Leo's system, or I should say his program, because the system's not his. But to his program, it's all about trading the high and lows of the day. Well, with a swing trader, if you think about the daily and the weekly cycles that he put in his back office, if you think about the daily and the weekly cycle, they're both one and the same. The
Right.
weekly cycle is just comprised of multiple daily cycles. So one of the questions I used to always get, people used to ask me, well, where do you enter the market at as a swing trader? Same place you do.
Mm.
You know, the high and low of the day on a Tuesday, if that's the optimal low of the week, then that's where I'm getting into.
Right.
And then another question I would get asked is, oh, I bet you have to use 100 pip stop loss. No, I use the same pip stop loss you do. We're getting in at the same place. It's just I'm staying in longer. You're getting in at the end of the day. I'm getting out at the end of the week.
Got you. Got
All
you.
right. So that little story, hopefully you'd understand that. I tried to tell it in a in a story. But basically, intradays trade just a few hours of a day, and swingers can trade more than just a week. But that's something, if you're interested in. I'll expand at a later date and time.
You know I
But
am, Earl.
but
You can't
according
just
to
put it out there. You can't give it that nugget and that's it. So it's gonna be. Go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you, but go
no,
ahead.
no, no. My personal plan is that I tend to trade the weekly cycle until I hit specific points of the year. If I hit a high of the year, then I swing longer.
Gotcha.
So if like this year is still relatively young, we started out at a weekly high. I mean, at a yearly high and traded. Well, the pairs that I traded, we were trading from a high, and now a yearly high, and now we're trading from a yearly low.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the pairs that I trade. So when I hit those specific points, I may hold a little longer.
Gotcha.
But typically, I just trade high and low of the week. All right, that's enough about me. Okay, I wanted to see it set up so that way, now I'm gonna end you sharing, and I'm gonna share my screen. Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to pull up. I'm gonna pull up the pair that you have there because you like EJ. So um, let's just pull that up. That's not a pair I trade, but what I teach can be done on any pair.
Okay.
All right, stick with the same broker. Apparently, I must have been doing some teaching over here. Got stuff all over.
Teaching and forgot.
Well, I tend when I do mentoring, to fully get people to see the market for what it is. I always ask them to I always ask them to pick a pair.
Gotcha.
It's easier, excuse me, it's easier to get you to see the markets if you stick to a pair, and then that way you study its particular movements.
Right.
Um, oh, I'm on the wrong one. Because you need some moving averages. Mm, I've done got all into that. You can't see my screen, can you not, Tim?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, great. It'd be a doggone shame if I started talking and then all of a sudden you couldn't see them.
No, I got you, Chief.
All right, let's see here. No, not that. I'm gonna have to change you back, but I'll do that in a second. Where the 20 got a 5 there, so I need to change that back to 13. All right. All right, I'm pretty sure this right here looks a little familiar to you. Oh, I'm on the daily. You said you want an intraday, so we'll start here. All right, on an intraday. And while we're doing this, I'm going to show you how a properly marked up chart can be to your benefit.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to change the view. In fact, I tell people all the time, your view on the charts is going to play a very important part on how you can manipulate the chart, if that's a proper term.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say interpret, not manipulate, but interpret. Because it's all about looking at what happened in the past to get a very good idea of what's going on uh, when you're looking for the highest probability setups. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So first of all, first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead on and start marking my charts up because it's important to know where you are so you know where you're going.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes,
It's
sir.
just think of it think of it as a map.
Okay.
Okay. I hopefully you can see that. I just marked the peak formation low. Yeah, I got text 20, so you should see that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now as I go to mark up, damn it. Okay. All right. Just these little simple markups right here can tell you a whole heck of a lot. All right. So I've just gone and taken the liberty historically to mark peak formation highs and lows. Now,
Yes, sir.
this is how the market maker method certainly can work to your benefit. Now, you said you understood the pattern, so I'm going to try to stretch this out a little bit, blow up. I don't like to blow up specific candles because the candles don't really matter. It is the
Right.
patterns that they paint is what you need to focus on.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're at a peak formation low, and now we're trying to work ourselves up to a peak formation high. Now, of course, at this particular point in history, we're just going to assume that at this low, none of this to the right of it has exactly happened yet. So
Correct.
let's just say we're dealing with that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we know that what's that? May the 6th. What was May the 6th? May 6th. That was a Wednesday. Okay. So apparently it was is May 3rd. Okay. May 3rd. May 3rd. I want to put this in context.
Okay.
All right. That vertical line is the beginning of this particular trading week.
Okay.
So let me go back. I need to address one other little thing
Mhm.
because then it'll all make sense. All right. Okay. Now, the reason why it's so important to mark up now this high that I've got to the left of that cream beige vertical line there,
Mhm.
that's a Friday. That was the Friday.
Okay.
Now I'm not gonna go back to see if that was specifically the high of the week, but it looks like it.
Okay.
That looks like peak formation high of that particular week. I want to be specific about that.
Mhm.
Okay. So now because I marked up this peak formation high, one could assume, certainly based on the fanning of the EMAs here,
Mhm.
that we're roughly, and on top of that, it's pinning the 800.
Mhm.
So,
Okay. Okay.
I don't use EMAs. Obviously, you see that because I had to
Yeah.
pull it
You.
back up.
Yeah.
But for you, I'm pulling it up because I want you to think of this as your chart, and I want you so when you go back to it and you're reviewing this video, you'll see all of the things that I'm showing you.
Okay.
All right, so you know that uh this is an hour, and if I'm gonna be an intraday trader, I'm probably gonna do my analysis on the 1 hour. I'm only gonna
Right.
drop down to the 15 to get into the market. I had to express this very intensely yesterday to two of my mentees. Is that you wherever you do your analysis, that is where you're trading from. It
Mm.
does not mean you do your analysis on the hour, you drop down to the 15 and then you do trade management from the 15. No, you enter on the 15 and then you go back up to the hour and do your trade management from there. I've got to
Gotcha.
be I've got to be very clear on that.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. So, I guess to really fully put lipstick on this particular pig, we got to give you a low over here.
Mhm.
So, with the low, we know that I'm gonna blow this a little bit up because you need to see this.
Okay.
All right, so we've got a big shift candle in here, so this is gonna take some really good explaining. Um, from this peak formation low, and I'm gonna talk about the EMAs first, so you can kind of get a real clear distinction on how you can go from a level 1 to level 2 to level 3. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So when you're trying to define a level 1 move, you're looking for an EMA cross. So in order to do that, typically what you're looking for, let me see, I'm trying to say what is this one? Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Need to delete that because got ahead of myself. No, okay. So the 13 is this one. All right. Okay. Bear with me because I'm
Nah, you okay? You okay? You
okay. All
okay?
right. Because I want to be correct on what I'm trying to point out to you because I'd hate to give you bad information. All right.
Mhm.
Now, come on, work with me. All right. Hopefully you can see that red. If I need to change it, I will.
No, I see it.
Okay. Within that red circle there, that is a 1350 cross. Now this is on the 1 hour. Now,
Gotcha.
or if you go down to the 15, I think that will be your 5 and 13, I think.
Okay.
But on the 1 hour, your 1350, that's a level 1 cross. Okay.
Okay. I see it.
Oh well, I thought it was gonna let me do that, but I guess not. Come on, world. Okay. All right. So that's a level 1. your 50-200 locks in a level 2 move. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And then the fanning of your EMAs, that indicates you're at a level 3. Don't let anybody else try to confuse you with all that other stuff. If you're going to count levels based on moving averages.
Okay.
If you're going to use if you're going to use moving averages, then that's what you've got to utilize. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, um, here's another way, and this is kind of the way. Excuse me. This is sort of the way that I kind of. Well, let me just continue teaching on this, and then I'll go back and I'll take the approach in a different perspective. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now that we've done that, I guess I probably shouldn't have taken them out so quickly, but nevertheless, what we are seeing is we're coming from a peak formation low. So now, once we have established where the market is coming from, now we get a firm understanding of the pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now, with you have the pattern, prices left peak formation low, came up to an area of consolidation. Now, this markup is going to be relatively rough, but I think you're going to get it still.
Okay.
Can you see that, Tim?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I
Okay.
can see it.
All right. So that is our area of consolidation that price just left from down here up into here. So now that we know that we know that price is coming from a low, we should expect, what am I looking for? We're looking for a stop hunt low. I want to have something I can mark that up with.
Okay.
Stop hunt low. I'm gonna have to bold up that line there, but bear with me. Where's my handles? Okay, let's pull that over here. Give it a bright green. Let's bold it up a little bit. Maybe a little bigger boulder. I'll solidify it, and we're gonna give it a arrow. Okay. Stop hunt to the low. Okay.
All right.
So that's the second part of the move.
Mm-hmm.
And then the part that pays us the big bucks is the trend continuation. Now, because you are utilizing moving averages, you can take your profit out at that 800, the blue band.
Okay. The blue band. Okay.
The blue band, yeah. So you can see the benefits of trade management from the 1 hour as opposed to getting in at the 15 and staying at the 15.
You're right about that.
Getting in at the 15 is beneficial for you to adhere to your risk management rules. Now, that's something that's not talked about in Pip Society Facebook group either. Certainly not at the time when I was in there.
Yeah.
I wish it had, because I think if that was something that was mentioned right off the top, a lot of traders would reduce their curve, and they could get out a demo and go live a lot quicker.
Gotcha.
That's just my opinion. I'm not saying that I'm absolutely right. I'm just speaking off of my own experiences and things that I had to discover on my own.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
Yes.
now, because of the simple fact that we understood that pattern, now maybe I deleted that too soon, but there is a relationship between the pattern that I just showed you and peak formation. That is also something that wasn't talked about a lot in the group until I brought it up.
Mm.
But who gets credit. I'm not here to take credit and all of this, that, and the third. Cause I'm just here to teach you.
I know. I know.
So my point is that once you understand the where you're coming from, then the pattern in itself will become obviously clear. Now, I do want to take a moment to point out, since you were saying that you had some issues trying to find your safety trade,
Yes.
there it is.
That's it right there.
That's your safety trade right there. Or if based on what we saw here, you could get here. But this is your original safety trade. Let's measure the pips from. I'm just gonna be optimistic and say you caught the wick, and it looks like we're about. Yeah, definitely according to my risk management rules, you would can't get it that way. Let's try a different approach. Try from the bottom because I want to see. Yes, that would fall well within my risk management rule because my stop loss would be below that peak formation low. So that's 23 pips. I tend to use a max of 30 pips.
Okay.
So if I were trading EJ, this would have been a trade. If I would have, noticed the setup, I would have taken this trade with my stop loss being down here below the peak formation low. Let's see if I can't move the way it scrolls. If my stop loss, let's put a line. If my stop loss is below here, if my stop loss is below that line, my stop loss is never in jeopardy. So of course I could let this play out. Now, I do want to kind of point out one thing that what I would always tell people to look for in the safety trade. You remember that 1350 cross I pointed out to you?
Yes, sir.
Now, again, with that in mind, price went up, broke above the moving averages, and then it pulls back. So what I tell people is the safety trade, this is the 29th. The safety trade happened the next day, April the
Gotcha.
30th. April the 30th.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
That was, so we're looking at a Sunday, Monday. So EJ took off on a Sunday, Monday.
Mm.
So this was your Sunday. This was Monday. They gave you the safety trade. They played around. They hit a high within London here. They dropped back down into New York. New York did its business and it took off.
Mm.
By the end of the day, you would have already been out. This was a perfect intraday trade.
Mm.
Let's see what kind of pips that this here would have yielded you. I know I said, let's just say you got in at the whole point, got out at the blueberry, that's almost 200 pips. That's a very sound trade. If you had $1 on it, that's about a $200. If you had a standard on it, that's a $2,000 trade. So you can see the power of forex when you can catch these particular type of moves.
Yeah, absolutely correct.
Okay, all right. So now we've looked at that one. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
now what has happened in the market is that the market gave you its classic M. Okay,
Yes, sir.
gave you the M. I'm gonna go ahead and take this last leg off real quick because I want it to be out of the way. All
Mm-hmm.
right, so now you say you got a double top. You got a double top at the blueberry. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So all right, so now we've already defined what would be level one, level two move, did we not?
We did.
1350 cross, level one, level two, 5,200 cross.
Yes, sir.
Fanning of your EMAs, level 3. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now we're in a bearish run. If you see price drops down, it ended the week in consolidation. Matter of fact, this is something that you might make note of. Every trading day, every trading week will typically end a correction,
Okay.
aka consolidation. So, all right. So here we go. This was this was Friday, Friday the 1st. The market closed not only in consolidation, but it gave a slight indication with that engulfing bearish candle right there. Blow it up a little more. Bearish engulfing
Mm-hmm.
on a Friday, or what's that? A Monday? I mean Sunday. May 1st. Friday. Yeah, I was right.
Friday. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Friday gave you to close out the week. It gave you a bearish engulfing. Now you might ask yourself, what was that candle really trying to tell me? Well, it tells you one or two things. It's either telling you that it wants to it has started the bearish run, or they're just trying to confuse traders into maybe thinking it's going to go higher. You won't know that until the market opens the following week. So the market opened, and it gave you another bearish candle. Then it gave you a series of bearish candles and went into consolidation. Now that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Because a lot of people who want to be patient they don't want to get into here because you follow the training in the back office, and Leo particularly warns new traders not to trade Sunday, Monday.
Right.
But if the market is giving you a peak formation high on a Friday, it's a pretty good possibility that the market's going to drop. Now, with that little tidbit of information, it's something to have in your pocket.
Right.
So when you come to the markets, you already know that you're trading from a high. So if you're trading from a high, you got a 513 cross with a bearish engulfing, closing below the 13. That's enough right there to kind of say, well, let me see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you're me, I'm probably gonna get in after the close of that second bearish engulfing or that bearish candle, because what they did, they certainly they pulled back into it about midway into the candle, but then it dropped. Because if I'm getting in here, I'm gonna go ahead and my stop loss may be, it's either gonna be here or safer up there.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that is just slightly outside of my range of 30 pips, but if I thought it was worthwhile, I'd do it. But it's just, or maybe just halfway into the candle. I don't know. I'm really a stickler for the 30 pips max.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, so that's 20 pips, but nevertheless, I mean, granted, I know this is historical, and I can say this in the third now, but because I wouldn't have known this, but I do have that peak formation high in my pocket.
Right.
So the market at this point, it goes into consolidation. So I want to point out the consolidation again. All right, just roughly put it out. Let's see, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Yeah, I started looking at the chart about there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm trying to remember the times for Asia. I'm gonna put it on the 1 o'clock candle. Just okay. So what do we got? We've got Asia in some bit of a range. because oddly enough, though normally that first candle that drops, it doesn't take an account into the first part, or I should say the second part of Asia. Asia is actually um, two sessions. It's Sydney and Tokyo.
Okay. Okay.
And they are comprised and referred to as the Asian session. Okay.
Okay.
So now that we're trading from a peak formation, high, if you see what's actually, if you see what's happening, you're getting a rise up into the 50. This is the 50 bounce that you might hear people refer to.
Mm-hmm.
The 50,
50-50 bounce.
the 50-50 bounce, they call it the 50-50. They may say 50 bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case may be. But if you notice, I'm gonna try to blow it up. It got pinned, the 50 got pinned 3 times before it dropped.
Yes.
So pin 1, 2, 3. But what I'm pointing out is consolidation, stop hunt to the high, peak formation high,
Mm-hmm.
stop hunt high towards peak formation high. Market drops into the next day. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Goes into consolidation, as I just said before, 10 o'clock, midnight, 1 o'clock candle. I'm going to just use 1 o'clock candle as the standard. That's Asia. Stop hunt again to the 50. You see a similarity there,
Yes,
Tim?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Market drops. End of the day.
Okay. Okay.
Goes into consolidation. 1 o'clock candle. Okay. Now here you get a different type. I remember posting it in the group. There was a picture of a type 1, type 2, and type 3 type move coming out of Asia. Now I'm just gonna tell you, if you're still in the group, I don't know. I'll try to find it. It ain't something that I utilize a whole lot because typically I don't care about all that because I'm normally already in the trade from a peak formation high. But it might be good to know the types of um, setups that come out of Asia. It'd be helpful.
Okay.
But as you can see, you got 2 pins to the 50. And then again, basically, I don't want to say it didn't even reach halfway back into the range. But because we're already in a level 2 move because your level 2 occurred here.
Right.
Remember your 50, 200?
Yes, sir.
That's your level 2. So now you're just gonna get some sort of drop. I mean, obviously it's continued to drop after the locking of the level. So it dropped on into the next day, went into Asia. If you want to say it pinned your 5, you could certainly do that. I mean, it closed. Is that the 5? Yeah, that's the 5.
Mm-hmm.
On here, it's not 5. It gave us. Did that? Let me see. Is that a? Yeah. They tried to trick some folks. They tried to trick. They tried to come up here, give you this doja. I mean, let you see this doja candle or pin bar. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
They had to give you this pin bar and then reverse it with 3. What are those? Not the three soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think they would call these 3 black crows because my candles are colored coded differently.
Yeah.
Typically, when they use black and white candles, they use mine in reverse. So bearish
Okay.
candles, but bearish candles on a standard chart that somebody would show for illustration, bearish would be black, bullish would be white. I use the reverse.
Okay.
So this would be actually 3 black crows. This
Okay.
would be 3 black crows. So they go in here. This is, what time is that? This is New York. So it bottomed out in New York, went into consolidation. This was your peak formation low. Let me move that over there to signify that. There was your peak formation low, and then it ended the day in consolidation once again.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Now, are you following me on all of this so far, Tim?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm following.
It's making sense to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. All right. All right. So now, let me clean this up a little bit. That bothers me. I can't take a message chart.
It's clutter, man.
It is, and that's reason. I mean, it's good to use to teach, but when you're doing your analysis, all of this is not necessary. I'll leave the boxes so you can still see the boxes.
Okay.
Matter of fact, let me stop now for a moment. I do want to talk about the boxes for a second,
Okay.
because I did promise you I was going to give you another perspective. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, let's see here. This may be something that you may or may not want to incorporate in your trading. I don't know. It's definitely your prerogative.
Okay.
But this is one of the things I had already noticed, one, on the chart. I noticed it already right off the bat, so it wasn't as if I couldn't put it into context. Let's just put it that way. I saw what I saw, but I couldn't put it into context. And because I couldn't put it into context, I really couldn't use it to my advantage until I fully understood it a little more. And so, of course, I did some research on that. But nevertheless, how I started to really flourish is that I started to consider areas of consolidation as levels. Far easier to count, much more easier to count. But it can be confusing to some folks because most people are greedy. Most people are greedy.
Yeah,
Now,
you're right.
and because of greed, those people will say, well, here is level 3. Like, or why did you count that particular level? Me counting this level, this area of consolidation has nothing to do with me counting levels. Let's be perfectly clear.
Mm-hmm.
It has absolutely nothing to do with levels. Matter of fact, even Steve Morrow, who gets most of the credit for the market maker strategy, he
Mm-hmm.
gets most of the credit, and even he said counting levels is the last thing that should be on your mind.
Mm.
So if he said it, it must be good.
You're right. And you're right. A lot of people in the group struggled with that. That's a big struggle for people.
Right. And I kept trying to tell people to stop focusing on that and just look for areas of consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you pay attention to those boxes I just highlighted, the statement I am about to make will make sense. And you can see that it's visually true. So you ain't got to believe your ears, trust your lying eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Price ends and begins in areas of consolidation.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right. So now, if you understand that,
Yeah, you can clearly see that now. Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
okay. So if you can see that, then where would you clearly make your profit targets at? You're a smart man, Tim. I don't think I need to lead you any more than that. Where would you put your take profits at if you was trading from the peak formation high?
I would say the beginning and the ending of the consolidation.
So basically, what you're telling me is that there's a good possibility that you would probably uh, take profit somewhere in here. Um, I guess maybe you'd take some profit here.
Mm-hmm.
You'd take some profit here,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd probably let the rest of it run to here. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Okay, then. See, did you see how easy that was?
Yeah, that wasn't hard at all.
You think you could trade that?
I can trade that. I think I can trade that, Earl. Earl, I think I can trade that.
I'm pretty sure you can trade that, Tim. I'm pretty sure you can trade that.
Yeah, I can trade that, Earl.
Yeah, I know you can.
Oh, Earl. Oh boy.
Yeah, I tell people it doesn't take me long to give you your light bulb moment. It
Hell
doesn't,
no, not at all.
doesn't take me long. Yeah, doesn't take me long at all. That's the reason why I wanted to apologize for me oversleeping, because I realized that I hadn't adjusted the times on those appointments, and I was like, crap. So I felt bad, and then when I saw your responses, your reply, you're like, hey, host didn't join, can I reschedule, get my money back? I'm like, oh snap, man.
No, Earl. I was just, man, like I'm willing to work with you, bro, because I want this.
Right.
I've been
Understood.
at it. I'm not gonna let it go. It's gonna create generational change in my family. So I want this.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
that timing ain't nothing. Your time is money. You're a busy man. Look, bro, we'll work it out. But I'm gonna tell you what, man, this has been very enlightening.
Yeah,
When
it's
I tell
powerful
you,
stuff, man. It's powerful stuff.
yeah,
I
bro.
I don't go tooting my horn, but it's powerful stuff. I let people that I help, I let them do the tooting of the horn.
That's right. Oh, I'm a two. We gonna two.
Okay, now you just saw that little bit. You ready for me to blow your mind?
Yeah. Come on,
Okay.
take me there. Take me
All
there.
right. All right. Watch this. Do you see it starting to play out, Tim?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we ain't even got into the rest yet. That's the
No.
part. That's the part gonna really blow your mind. All right. So now we just you make the trade down here. You just agreed that. Let me back up a little bit. I always like to use this analogy because it's a fun analogy.
Hmm.
Now, on your way to work, you go the same way every day, do you not?
I do.
And when you get gas, you probably get gas at the same gas station, do you not?
I do.
All right. So you're a creature of habit. We can admit to that, right?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right then. So basically, if you look at the charts and you think, well, all right, if the chart was going from this point and back, it's gonna like to stop and get gas and snacks at the same place. I didn't do anything magical other than extend those boxes. Now trading from that peak formation low to the peak formation high, what happened, Tim?
She came back. They crossed again. It's look like she's following the same path. Oh yeah. Stop on consolidation and move.
Ain't
So
nothing
she's
magical.
doing the same thing going up and down.
Yes, sir. Ain't it something?
Yeah, she following. I mean, she following the same pattern up and down.
She just stopping to take snacks. That's all. She's stopping, getting some rest, and getting some snacks.
And then moving on.
Moving on.
That's a great analogy. It's a great analogy, bro.
Just stop and get some snacks, get some gas, and come back. So when she hit,
Dude, don't ever lose that one.
yeah. Oh no, I use it all the time.
Yeah, that one makes it real clear, Earl.
Yeah. So now here's something else. When you get into chart pattern reading, because you got to mind now, I don't normally have these boxes on here for me.
Right.
But what I want you to, this is something else I want you to take notice of. Okay, we're at a peak formation high. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you see the head and shoulders in here?
I see it right there. Yes.
Okay, so if you know this is the shoulder, you see this, here's the head. Price came back down to an area that is very familiar with. You see it's visited multiple times.
Right.
Then it gives you another shoulder. You probably would have thought, oh, this looks like a head and shoulders. And you'd be right. She dropped down out past it, which was consolidation, stop
Mm-hmm.
hunt. Well, no. I'm not going to confuse you there because that'd be wrong. That was just trend continuation. She just sat in the range and dropped. Came back into New York, and then it dropped some more. Right back into a previous area consolidation.
Something she's familiar with.
Something she's familiar with. She's like, hey, I know the gas here. It don't clog up my tank.
Mm-hmm.
Yada, yada, yada. Okay, all right. Can I blow your mind one more time?
Come on with it, brother.
Gotta get my hand right. What'd I just do?
Mm.
Do you see it now?
I see it. Yeah, she doing the same. Okay, I see her. I see her.
One of the exercises that I get mentees to do is go back and identify areas of consolidation. All you gotta do, if you can train your eye to see those area consolidations, now trading gets fun. Trading gets fun.
Okay, Earl.
Trading gets real fun at this point, Tim, because here, something I did not point out is this area consolidation. Watch this.
Oh yeah. She's a creature of habit.
Creature of habit. So where do you think she's probably gonna go?
Yeah, look like she's going up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, Earl. I got you, baby. I got you, baby. She going up. Mm-hmm.
I'd be safe to say that she's gonna make it to at least 118.
I agree. She's familiar with it.
She knows it like a wet blanket.
Yeah, she's familiar with it.
She's like, I know the gas is good there.
Yep. Okay, Earl, I see you, bro. Areas of consolidation. You've been saying that too. I see your little post. You always say it. If you can see the pattern, you can trade it.
Yes. If you can
Yeah,
see it, you can trade it.
you can trade that. And that's exactly what it is.
All right, okay. I've done all of that. Can't unsee it now, can
I see it now.
you?
I see it. I look. I see when she moving in, she stopping. I see it. I see it now, Earl. I
Crazy, ain't it?
like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's where the waiting goes. See, I really truly should be charging more.
That's what I'm, bro. Look, I'm between you and me. I told you, I came prepared to pay more, bro.
Yeah, I
I'm
should
not
be
even gonna
charging
lie.
more.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna up my single session.
you need to, Earl. You need to, man. Like seriously, you need to, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that because I just this session right here, I realized that you got to understand, Tim. I've been doing this for a little while now, so
Mm-hmm.
and I realized that, and I've had my trading partners. They be like, "Oh, you giving it away."
Well, in my opinion, Earl, you've paid it forward thus far, my brother. You know what I mean? You've helped quite a bit of people, you know, family, friends, foes. Like seriously, man. Like at this point though, start to build. Like what you have is priceless. The knowledge you got, bro, yeah, it's worth more than what you charging, bro.
I know it is.
It's
I
it's
know it
it's
is.
worth it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I picked up on it early in that group. You know, I didn't say anything in the group. I didn't participate in the group. I was just watching, but I picked up on that early, Earl. You know, that's why I'm telling you, man. I had come ready to pay more because you know, I know the knowledge that you got.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, Tim. I think that I'm taking that as a confirmation. You know, I always tell people I'm not trying to make money off of the mentorship because I wanted to trade like everybody else, and that's where my meat and potatoes is. But
But hold on, Earl. You mentioned Les Brown. I love Les Brown.
yeah,
You wouldn't have got into one of his speeches for free.
no, not at all.
You wouldn't have got in not one of those motivational speeches or events for free.
No, you
Matter of
absolutely.
fact, if anything, you probably, because his name was good, paying top dollar.
Oh, most definitely you would have.
Yeah,
That's
most definitely.
no doubt. There's no doubt about that.
But I'm glad you mentioned him, Earl, because that's somebody I listen to a lot. And one of the
Well, he's been
reasons
a
why,
mentor of mine since I was a puppy, so I
really,
can't help but to love Les Brown. I tell people all the time I knew Les Brown, but before he married Gladys Knight.
like I'm saying, man, he's got something. I think he was in the Georgia Dome. I look at it on YouTube all the time where he's
Yeah,
talking about his son and they're playing, I think, chess or checkers, and the boy won't go to sleep until he win.
yeah.
Yeah. Earl, I ain't going to sleep till I win.
Well, there you go, my brother. There it is. Well, you know what? A lot of people say, Leo says he gave you the key. I tell people, well, I just gave you the code.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, man, you showed me how to kick the door in.
Yeah, yeah. I just gave you, keys. I tell people keys can be changed all the time.
Now
The
that
key,
you right about.
the keys can be changed all the time, but the code is always the same.
I know that's right, Chief.
Matter of fact, all this stuff I just marked up because I'm sure somebody else will come along and I'll have
Yeah,
to
you
keep it.
might want to save that. Yeah.
Oh, it's being saved. I mean, that's why I like to trade. That's why I like to teach on trading view, but I'm just locking all of these markings in. I'm not gonna lock that arrow in. No. But keep in mind now, Tim, I said 118, but don't be surprised she come up here
If
and
she
give you
go
that,
up a little higher than that.
and she give you that double top up there. So be mindful of that, okay?
Okay, okay. I'm on it.
Yeah.
Earl, I'm gonna sign up for another session with you here in the near future, bro.
Well, it is what it is, fam. I appreciate it, man. Don't think I don't appreciate the love. I truly, truly do. Um, I mean, now you and I will talk. So that if you see different price, because once you and I get off of here, I'm actually going to update my website because you gave me the confirmation. Yeah, which is
Man,
good. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for it, man.
yeah, Earl, do that, bro. Seriously, do it. Like
So
I was a little pissed at you at $25.
yeah, well, I wanted to charge 100, but a lot of people be like 100 because they be like, people want to be skeptical. I had a guy. He was, when I was first trying to and I was in flux whether I wanted to do education or mentoring. And then I was doing 3 mentoring packages. But see, the
Mm-hmm.
thing of it is, I was really doing a disservice to the people who were buying the ultimate package, although they always have permanent access to what I have access to.
Right.
But when I got into the teachers, whether somebody bought a lower or a mid-level package, I was still sort of, I mean, I held some stuff back, but not much, because the thing of the matter is, I want you to succeed.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Right.
then I found myself in conflict. Is that, well, I'm charging this rate for this, but I'm giving almost the same content. So why not just eliminate the lower 2 levels? So now, as I'm talking this thing through, it's like people be like, well, 350 for my mentor package. I mean, that's low. I could charge 500.
Dude, I was about to say, man, that's a blessing. Like 350, that's a blessing, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of part of the whole idea, right? We're supposed to be out here trying to bless people with the knowledge.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, I don't want to price it out of the average person, because the average person, that's that's rent for the people that we're trying to lift out.
That's right. You're
You
right
know,
about that, Earl.
that's
You're
that's
right.
so the thing of it is, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to get rich off of that. Now, this is something I've already shared some of it with you, and I know you've been to the site. The master class the real bargain is in the master class.
That's right.
You know,
Yes, it is.
because I mean, I'm only charging literally $10.
That's right. You're right. But you got to also remember too, Earl, people want something for free, man.
Of course they do.
You know what I mean? Like,
Of course
what's
they do.
$100? See, it's a mindset to me. What's $100 to learn a skill that might pay you for the rest of your life?
That's true. That's the reason why after you and I talk, I'm pushing it up to $100.
Yeah, man, we talking about seriously, Earl. We talking about a skill that will pay you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And see this right here. See, one of the reasons why I was still kind of giving it away because I was still sort of, how when you first leave the nest, you still have this sort of loyalty to a person, and I think that, when I realized that about myself, I realized that there are a lot of people leaving Pip Society with this loyalty to Leo because I tell you, I learned so much becoming a moderator because it made me be more observant of Leo as
That's right.
opposed to the people in the group. And I tell people all the time, I learned more about how to conduct this business by just watching Leo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay,
I
Earl.
truly did. Because what Leo did, and this ain't no knock, what Leo did was he created an environment where it was self-sustaining and he
That's
didn't
right.
have to pay anybody.
You're right.
He
You're
didn't
right. You're right about that.
he didn't have to pay anybody. He didn't because he didn't show up in the group to give a kind word. He come in and drop some, hey, be patient, some couple of sentences that you could interpret it as being rude and obnoxious, or you could view it as motivating, depending
Mm-hmm.
on your threshold of whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the simple fact, I think my eyes got turned on when there were some traders that came in along with me when they had learned it. They didn't learn it like this. This is my creation.
Okay. Okay.
You don't see this anywhere in Pip Society.
No, you don't.
Leo can't say that I'm teaching his method. I'm not. I'm teaching mine.
That's right. That's right. But it's not his method either.
It's not his either. Right. It's not his either. I'm actually trying to teach you how to read the charts.
Right.
And you don't see, you didn't, you see, I took the indicators off and I showed you this.
You did. You
And you
did.
don't see my chart muddled up with a whole bunch of this, that, and the thirds. This is what my chart looks like, Tim. This is what my charts look like.
That's real, Earl. I'm gonna get there one day. I'm getting there, bro.
Yeah. Well, once you train your eyes to see those area consolidation, you don't need those boxes that I just put up there. Those
Right.
boxes are for your benefit.
That's right. You should be able to see it from that.
Right. And so that's the reason why I do. If there's any exercise that I could give you, do that exercise. Go back on your pairs, find your
Mm-hmm.
areas of consolidation. and mark them up. And then once you've marked them up, drag them over to current. You ain't got to go back far. Go back to the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Go back to the beginning of the year. Take a higher view. You take a higher view. This right here. Here's an area. Here's an area. And these are rough. I'm not doing not trying to be like precise with it. But when you do mark, you do need to set your range. I know you know how to set a range.
Yes.
So set your range, and then I guarantee your price will come back and visit.
Okay. I'm on it, Chief.
There you go. You do that right there, man. You straight. You golden. I mean, you are good golden.
How about this, Earl? Give me 2 weeks, and I'm gonna schedule something again with you, man, and we're gonna pick up from there.
All right. Well, fair enough, man. Now, I mean, you the one said it, so you know you're gonna come back to higher prices.
Look, I'm the one that told you, bro.
Yeah, you did. I'm not gonna argue with that.
You know what I mean? So I got you. I just I came in, told you I was prepared to pay more.
You did. You honestly did that. I'm gonna give you that. And I thank you for that, man. I do.
Yeah.
I thank you.
Nah, bro. I support small businesses and especially black ones. So look, bro. Look, I'm gonna come to a higher price, but I know the knowledge is worth it. So I'm gonna pay it, bro. We ain't worried about that. Right. And I'm gonna eat. You showing me how to eat on that 100 times over.
That is so true. There you go. Well, all I can say, Tim, in closing, well, first of all, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to study. I'm going to go back with the video. You sent me the recording. I'm going to go back through it. I'm doing the exercise, and I'm telling you, I'm going to schedule it again in 2 weeks, and I'm going to show you what I've done from this session to that 2 weeks, and we can go from there.
That sounds like a plan, Tim. I'm in love with it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. You got me even more motivated, bro.
Well, great. I'm glad. Look, check this out now. I'm going to ask you of this, and I tend to ask people who just sign up for single sessions. If I've added some value, you ain't got to do it now, or I don't know when you do it, and I don't care when you do it. But if you find value in this session, all I ask you to do is 2 things. Okay. One, most importantly, go back to my Facebook page.
Okay.
Write a recommendation or a review, preferably a review. I don't care how you recommend me, but if you write a review, I will be grateful, because that's what I realize. Facebook algorithm, when people do these reviews and people come and they come to look at my page, people probably want to see what other people's got to say about what I'm offering.
I got you, bro. I'll take care of that.
I appreciate that. And if you know somebody who's looking for a good mentor, hey.
You know I'm on it, bro. I got you, Earl. I'm going to do
man.
both of those for you.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No, I appreciate you, bro.
Gratitude. Well, look, man, I'm glad that we got, well, first of all, I'm glad that you gave me an opportunity to make this right. And I'm going to go and update my info on my page so that way I don't run into this again. I've already changed the appointment times to reflect more when I'm up as opposed to when I'm not. But I'm going to go and update my price right now after we finish.
Yeah, you need to do that. You need to do that.
All right, fam.
All right, take it easy, man. Have a good holiday, bro.
You as well, man.
All right, I'll talk to you in about 2 weeks.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Bye.